Hey YouTube, this is Prince from Desi Programmer. Welcome back to another Flutter video. And this is an exciting Flutter video because in this video, we are going to create a beautiful material login UI all in Flutter. And I call this exciting not just because we are going to create a login UI, but also because we are going to explore some more widgets like the expanded, stack, and a lot more. So hold your breath because now we are going to write our code. And I've already created a login UI app, and you already know the process of creating an app. I have a main.dart file open without even a single line of code. So don't worry, we are going to do everything from scratch. But before I begin or before I move forward, let me tell you that I have two assets here. One is this busy background image and another one is this logo which is of Flutter itself. So I have to just cut them, and in my login UI application I will create a new folder. I will name this as assets, and in my assets I have another folder. I will name this as images, and in my images I have placed both these images. Well, and the next step, I know you guys already know and you might have already done, but let me do this. I have to add both of them in my assets. So I say my assets are in assets slash images slash hit save, and if we get an exit code of 0, that means we are good to go. Now let me go back to my main.dart file. Without wasting any more time, we know what we have to write. Import package flutter slash material dot dart, and then I have my main function which will call another function, that's a run app, which will accept an app. I'm providing my app, and well, obviously I don't have my app, so this is going to be a stateless widget whose name is my app. It won't retain a container. On the other hand, it will retain a material app which will have its own properties like the title that says login UI. Then we have the theme, which is going to be theme data, where I won't pass much parameters, but I will just name this important parameter, that's primary swatch, and I'm going to name this as colors.red. Don't worry, this ain't be affecting our app a lot, but I have this home which will be my home page. And come on, forgive me for this typos, and obviously we don't have a my home page, so I have to create another widget which is going to be a stateful widget, and its name will be my home page. Well, everything is running cool. Here I want to return a scaffold, not a container, and this scaffold will again have its own properties. An important one that I want to talk about is this body property, and this body property is going to contain all the widgets that we need. Well, here comes the first thing that you I want to explain, and that was a stack widget. Well, in columns and rows, we place multiple widgets right after the another, while in stack, we place multiple widgets on top of each other. So if I say that this is an emulator and this is my Visual Studio Code, so now the way they are in, my emulator is on top of my studio code. So this is a stack. The first element is emulator, while the second one is my text editor. While in rows and columns, the thing is something like that. I have my one element and then I have a next element. So I'm going to use an stack because I'm going to have a image as a background, and then other my icon and rest of the things will be on the top of that. So in my stack will contain children. It accepts a list of visit, and the first visit is going to be an image from asset, and its name is assets slash images slash, and I hope its name was bz dot, let me get it, it was bz dot jpg, and I'll save this. Now let me run this app and let's see if we have encountered any errors or not. Well, here is my app up and running, and as expected I have my image displaying on my screen. Well, I accept that this ain't looking good, but don't worry, I'm going to fix that right now. Well, another way, I mean, the only way to fix it is to use this fit, and here I'm saying box fit dot cover. So it should cover everything, but here I should have a comma. Now I will save this. It doesn't do anything. Well, because I have to give my stack a property that says expand. Okay, it says fit, which will be a stack fit dot expand. I'll save this, and you can see that this image has expanded itself to fill the entire available area. I also don't want this debug banner that we see here. So in my material app, I will say debug so checked mode banner. Don't worry, you have to just make it false, and that will disappear. So this is my image that I have. Well, this image is too bright. I mean, obviously it's not so bright, but still it's too bright. So I'm going to give this a property of color, which will be colors dot black with 54% of opacity. And now you see that, hey, everything is gone because I have to provide a color blend mode. That will be blend mode dot darken. Okay, not color DOS, it's darken. So now this will be on top of my image, darkening my image. So it's black with 54% of opacity. Now this is my image that I have, and this is my first visit. Now the next visit will be on top of this. So as the next visit, I want a complete column, and this column will contain my other widgets, and they will be on the same level. Now in this column, I have the first widget, which is going to be another image. uh, I just forgot, so I have to say, first of all, I need this main axis alignment, which will be main axis alignment dot center. Then I have children, which will be another list of visit, and my first visit is going to be an image from asset, and this asset is assets slash images slash flutter.png. I remember the name because I used it yesterday. So, well, I know it's looking pretty huge. So I will say height, and come on, why am I not able to use my property? Yeah, height is going to be 120.0. Don't worry, I think it's going to work because I have worked with this icon a lot, exploring different widgets. I use the same icon. So yeah, it's looking good, like it's looking decent. You can use your own icons here, you are just free to. Now the next element in my column is going to be text input, then other text input, and so on. But hey, wait, you can do that, but I wanted to do something different. So I wanted a white container right over here, and then everything in the container, like I will have my text inputs and a login button. So it will look pretty decent. Like obviously my background is already dark. Like you can even reduce the opacity, or you can even remove this color. It will be like, it's all up to you how much you can explore it. But I was going to go with this way. So I'm going to have another stack, and this stack will again, it will contain its children, and in the list of visit I have a visit that's a container, and in my container I again have a child, and this child is a column, and in my column I have text inputs. Fine. So in my, okay, I mean, let me just save this, and you may not see any effect because I should give my container some decoration and maybe some constraints too. So I'll give this a height of, let's say, 300. Let me just save this. Still we can't see anything, I know, because if I give this a decoration, which will be a box decoration, and here if I provide it a color, I want a color of white. Then if I save this, now you can, again, we can't see anything because I need a width, and it should be, I think, 350.0 will work. Yeah, cool. Now I have this box. It has this particular height and width, and I think that it's okay. Like, can I just go with 380? It will expand a little more. 380 is looking decent. Cool. Now another thing is that, these two are appearing very closer. Again, it's very simple. You can provide an entire padding to this complete stack. So I'll just cut it because I like this way, because this makes sure that I have my indentation. So I provided a padding, and the padding is going to be aginsects dot all, or maybe only will also work good because I just want a bottom padding. Okay, so this, I don't want a bottom padding, I actually want a top padding. And let me see that this is 30.0. If I save this, then nothing appears because I need a child, and my child will be this everything that I wanted. That's a stack. Save this. So now I have my logo, and then this container which is having this little bit spacing, that's padding. Well, again here I have in my decoration I wanted a border. Okay, not border, I want a shape which will be rectangle. And if I save this, obviously we find nothing, but border radius is something that I want here. Let's say 20.0, and I think, okay, I can provide like this, sorry, it goes as border radius geometry. So border radius dot all or circular, I want to provide some circular radius, it will be 20.0. Let me save this. So now it is looking pretty decent. Like, what about 25? Yeah, 20 was good. Cool. So this is something that I have a white container, and now I need my two text inputs on this container. So in my column I have text inputs, so I'll say, come on, I need children, which will again give me a list of visit, and one is going to be a text input. Actually, not one, I'm not text input, I think we called it as text field. Yeah, sorry, I just forgot it. So I need a text field. Save this, and you get this simple text field. Well, now there are two errors that we need to solve, and trust me, one error that I'm going to solve for you right now is something that is actually very much irritating, and that is this error. It says that bottom overflown by 49 pixels. Like, it says that you did design something, okay, but when I'm opening this calculate this keyboard, then this bottom area is overflown by these particular pixels which should not be available. And to solve this, you need a scroll view. So here on my child, which is a stack which gives me a container, so instead of using a container here, I should just get rid of this container. Okay, so this is where it ends. So now this container should be inside a single child scroll view, and this single child scroll view will just accept a child, which will be this container. Now if I save this, and if I refresh this, now you will see that this won't give me any. Okay, I still have this error. Why is it so? Well, I think I can solve this by providing some padding to my image itself. So I'll just cut this, and I'm going to provide this some padding, and here as a child I will have my image asset, and then I will pass a padding parameter that will be edgeinsects.all 20.0. Obviously it could be only, and that will completely be fine. Now here I don't need this padding, so I just don't need this entire code, and here I don't need this one line because I don't have padding anymore. So yeah, let me just save this, refresh it, and now this error, and that's because I have to provide another parameter to my scaffold, that is resize, to avoid bottom padding, and I should set this to false. Now I have to save this, and I hope this time it just works, and as you can see, it's working. So now let's move forward, and here in my stack I have my children, and this children is a single scroll child view. Then I have a container. Now I have to just provide some padding to my container itself. So I'm saying padding, and this will be symmetric because I want to provide different padding from horizontal and vertical direction. Horizontally, I think 10.0 will be good, whereas vertical, I want 20.0. To be honest, I am always confused with vertical and horizontal padding, But right now I think it's working decent. If I make this 25, I think it will look more good. Fine. Now let's complete this text view, this text field, and because that's it's actually important to style our text field, then only this will look good. So a few things are that I don't want this autocorrect. Cool. I don't want autofocus. Cool. Now it will have some style, not struct style. It will have its own style, which will be a text style. And text style here, I don't want to provide much. I just want to say that the font size is going to be of 20.0. Save this. I think it's okay. Is it use? No, I think it's okay. And after the style, I'm saying that it has a decoration, which will again be an input decoration. Here the hint text, not hint max lines, the hint text is username, and then I have a border which is no border. I have input border dot none. If I save this, now this underline just disappears. Then I'm saying that I have my field set to true because I want to fill this, and hence the fill color is going to be colors dot gray, but not too dark, just gray 200. And now if I save this, this is how it looks. I still think that this padding is not something that I wanted. So what if I go with 20? Okay, it has started to look decent. If I go with 30, it will look more ideal. Fine. Moving forward, I also want to say that in my container, not in my container, for this column, I want to say that the main axis alignment is going to be main axis alignment dot center. If I save this, it is automatically at the center, but as soon as I add other fields, you will see that these horizontal and vertical padding will start to work. Well, it's looking good as of now. I also want this content padding. This is going to be edge insects dot all, and I think 10.0 will do the job. Okay, it is less, I think 15, so do the job. Okay, now it's looking decent. So well, move forward, and I need another text field, so I will just copy this code and I'll paste it. Just that this username is going to be a password. Okay, why am I expecting an auto suggestion? Then the obscure text is going to be, come on, obscure text is going to be true. Cool. And I need some padding in this text field. So if I provide a padding to this text field or this text field, the job is gonna be done. So if I select this, if I cut this, and if I say that I have some padding, and this padding will accept some padding, which will be edge insects dot all of symmetric. Now I just want some vertical padding, so I will say vertical 25.0. I think it should do the job. And then after that, I want a child, which will be this complete text. So if I save this, this is what we get, a username and password. Well, I think it's looking good as of now. Now after this text field, I need a row because I want some text at the end. So I can have a row, and then I can, give the alignment to be at the end, and that will do the job. So now I want a row, and this row will contain an alignment. So main axis alignment is going to be main axis alignment at the end. There is again going to be a children, and we always have a children no matter we want to provide a single widget or multiple widgets. And that's just going to be a text which says forgot password. And my text is going to have some styling because this forgot password will not look good. If I save this, it just looks in this way. So I'm saying style, and this is going to be some text style. Here I'm saying font size is 18.0. I think it will do the job. Okay, that's two hues. 14.0 is good, and also the font weight will be font weight dot weight of 700, I think is decent. Okay, now also I want some padding around this text widget, or you can say around this entire row. So maybe I should just select this row, complete row, and I'll cut this, and I'm saying that I have some padding, and this padding is going to be edge insects, and I think it should be symmetric but from only, and I provide only a top parameter, and I say like a padding of 10.0, and a child with this will do the job. Okay, if I save this, now this is how it look. We have a little bit padding, although I don't think that 10 is necessary, 8 is enough. Well, after this row, or in other words, after this padding, I need another widget, maybe most possibly the last one, and that is going to be a material button. Again, it will have its own properties like on pressed, which is nothing because this is just a UI, a child, which is going to be text. Well, feel free to explore icons, and it just says login, and it will have its own styling. If I pass a style, come on, come on, then this is going to be a text style with its own properties like font size, which I'm setting to 18.0, then color, which I'm setting to colors dot white. If I save this, yeah, it will just disappear. So I'll give my material button a color, that will be colors dot red. That is how it looks right now. Also, I think that I can provide some padding, and this is going to be some symmetric padding, and I don't need vertical padding. I think it should be horizontal 10.0. Let me see the effect. Okay, no effect. And what if it's vertical? Just pardon me, because most of the time I forgot what vertical and horizontal are for any particular element. Anyway, so this is vertical padding that I actually want. So 10.0 will do the job. And I want to say that the minimum width is going to be somewhat like 250.0. Save it, and this is the width that we have. We can make this 15, but I know that that's going to be too huge, so pardon me. I think 12 or 10 are already pretty decent. Well, again here, as I said, I gave it a top padding only. We can go with bottom of 8.0, which will make it look more decent. Now I have this login button and forgot password, which actually, if you want this forgot password to work, you need a gesture detector, but I will talk about that in some other video where we'll actually be making this functioning. So I think that's pretty much it that we wanted. Like, I can add a splash color, which will be colors dot red with like, 600, maybe that's what I want. Or what about 200? Save this. That's too less. I think 800 will do the job. Anyway, so I think it's looking good. I can just enter a username which is being displayed. I can enter a password which obviously won't be displayed. Then this forgot password, which will work if we add a gesture detector, and this login button, which obviously does nothing. So I think this is pretty much it in this video. I have worked a lot, to be honest. We have worked a lot, and we have finally reached a point where we can combine our knowledge of Flutter, and we can produce something beautiful and worth sharing. So if you do something like this, which is cool to look, whether it's functioning or not, whether it's just a UI or some logical coding, feel free to share with me on my Instagram, and I'll make sure that if that's beautiful, and to be honest, I accept that to be beautiful, we'll be sharing this with everybody else. So, and if you like this series, if you like this code, then don't forget to let me know. I'll catch you up soon in another video where we'll be exploring more about Flutter, We'll be creating simple projects. We'll be learning a lot more all through the project. Just the way we learned stack, we learned expanded visit, and a lot more in this video. So in the next video, I hope that we'll be going to create a calculator in Flutter, a full functioning calculator, not just a UI. So I'll catch you up soon, and I hope you guys are also excited to catch me soon.